Good morning, ma'am. I'm going to discuss Chapter 2, History of Forensic Photography. First, let me discuss the police photography. Police. Uh, this chapter provides a discussion regarding the history and evolution of police photography, uh, which is largely based on the history uh, of photography itself. Uh, Note further that, as observed by Robert C. Sanders, his chapters on the history of forensic imaging in crime scene photography, there are several conflicting dates related to the some photographic inventions. Mm. He attributes these conflicts to the possibility of one mistake by another authors. Two, using date the research started. Three, uh, using the date research first produced successful result. Four, using the date the invention was announced. Or five, using the date that invention was patented. Sanders 2010. So the next is advances in photographic technology. The first half of 19th century highlights several attempts to perfect photography through the invention of different processes and techniques. These attempts aimed at producing the most realistic and detailed pictures by fixing the image created inside a camera. Mm. The creation of the first photographs required lots of skill and knowledge, and they were regarded miraculous and praised for their beauty and detail. In 80s, team which won and HDB discovered that contact copying of sulfates, leaves, etc. on leather and sensitized with silver nitrate. 1801, G.W. Ritter discovered that blacking, blackening of silver chloride by ultraviolet radiation. In 1815 to 1820, Sir David Brewster invented the optical system of the future Fourier stereo, stereoscope. 1816, G. Nicephore Niepce discovered the camera photographs on pager are sensitized with silver chloride. 1819, Sir John F. W. Herschel discovered two sulfates and the solution of silver halides by hypo. Uh, 1822 to 1825, G. Niepce discovered copying of engraving or glass, zinc, and powder sensitized with bitumen to further attempts at direct photography. So the next is beginning of forensic imaging. The roots of police photography could perhaps to be traced to 1851 when French photographer Louis Dodero originated the idea of using photographs to establish identity or rights. A year later, began to photograph migrants and beggars, while France started to circulate its first photographic wanted posters. Mm, these events are also considered the historical beginnings of identification photography, or the creation of expensive and quick portrait pictures of people for a passport, security passes, license permits, or similar applications. Francis 2007. In 1928 in Ohio, USA, an appellate court ruled that photographs of X-rays were not admissible in place of the X-rays because the photographs did not show some significant details that visible of the original X-rays. In 1930, bulb the flash bulb was invented, making it possible for a portable light source to enable the taking of many evidence photographs. 1934, uh, in New Hampshire, USA, the ultraviolet photograph of footprint and blood were upheld as admissible in court. 1938, in the United States, the microfilm of a document was admitted in place of the document, and the admissibility of a color photograph was upheld. In 1938, Kodak introduced the Super 620 camera, which featured an automatic exposure capability. In 1941, Kodak introduced the Kodacolor negative film. 1942, Kodak introduced the Ektachrome color slide film. And 1947, Kodak introduced the Ektacolor color negative film. And 1947, Edwin Land invented the Polaroid light camera. In 1948, uh, the Polaroid black and white print film was invented. 1942, the United States FBI laboratory splits its photographic operation units into a processing unit and special photographic unit that has evolved into the current forensic audio, video, and image analysis unit. Once again, processing unit and a special photographic unit as that has evolved into a current forensic audio, video, and image analysis and unit. In 1957, the videotape recorder was introduced. 1965, the Sofer 8mm movie equipment was introduced. It became a hit with consumers unit. It was replaced with the video camcorders. In 1965, fully automatic electronic flash units became available for still photography. That's all. I hope that I discussed the chapter 2, history of forensic photography. I hope you learn a lot about my discussion.